So as we consider speaking the helpful truth in the context of a significant relationship, where we're talking about something that has really mattered a lot for a very long time, there can be so much energy around this truth that it's like really hard to get close to. It's if we start to talk about this, there's so much stuff that's going to come out, and this is going to go places where I don't want it to go. And so the very fact that it's so important gets in the way of our capacity to speak about it, right? So it's helpful to think of these kinds of issues as onions. These are onions that have a bunch of layers to them. There's this core issue that is at the heart of all of this thing. But then there's the story that we tell about it and the history, and there's the context in which it happens. And the way that we name these layers may be different. This is not really important how we name the layers, but the important thing is that there's something at the heart of this that I'm not ready to talk about, but I do want to at least talk about the fact that we're not talking about it. So if it was something that happened to me a long time ago and my parents didn't protect me from it, and I want to talk to my mom about it, and I'm not even sure whether she's going to acknowledge that it ever happened, this is huge. So you don't have to deal with the whole thing all at once. We can deal with it one layer at a time. We say, I'm just going to deal with the fact, Mom, that we both know that there was this thing that happened and it's not something that we're able to talk about. And the fact that we can't talk about it is a barrier for me in our ability to be as close to each other as I would like us to be. Simple statement. This is just what's true for me. It's all you have to say. Now, when we say that, or something like that, whatever is appropriate in the context, when we say that, the other person may say, well, what are you talking about? And they may begin to get curious and ask a bunch of questions, and they may invite us to go into a conversation we don't feel ready to have. So one of the things we have to do when we're thinking about this onion, this multi-layered issue that if we slice this sucker open, it's going to be wet and sticky and it's going to make us cry. If I don't want to go there, but I want to acknowledge, hey, there's an onion. We're not going to slice and dice it, but there is an onion. To be able to do that, I have to say there's something I'm going to talk about, and there's some things I'm not going to talk about yet. I'm not ready to have that conversation yet. There's some other things that would have to happen before I would be ready to have that conversation. But I am simply going to show up in my relationship with you in such a way that I'm acknowledging that this is important and we don't talk about it, or whatever that first layer is. Because the outer layer of the onion, it's dry and it's brittle, and we can touch the onion without getting our hands sticky. So we want to find that and address that. And once we've addressed that layer, then maybe we're ready to go to the next layer, and then maybe to the next one. So little by little, we can work our way in towards the center of the onion, but only when it becomes safe enough for us to do it. We'll just take it one layer at a time. And so that decision of what is the truth, what is the helpful truth that I'm ready to speak now, it doesn't have to be the whole thing. It can be just what I'm ready to deal with right now. Okay.